ngentsimbi yeshumi kusasa kuyothi ngeshumi elinambini emini makande ngezi wadi zilandelayo 1 2 6 7 8 9 10 13 no-19 lo myalezo niwuphothela ngumasipala omphathe weBuffalo City, a city hard at work.
All right, a city hard at work. Looking at time, it is exactly 58 minutes in Phiwe Dziba. Oh my gosh, we're actually going for the second hour in exactly 1 minute and a half. And first things first, apologies for being late, but you know, it's not about figure late. Was telling this mad. Why do I figure late? One thing about them, yes, first shouty, very, very important. But on the other side of town, I am joined by a powerhouse. I am your dragon. And thanks to the lady behind the scenes for actually dragging her. Can you believe? I mean, motivation, society, hashtag living testimonies. We're talking about her. So for now, invasion. Ladies and gentlemen, you know how I did on the invasion. On that note, over to you.
Oh, wow.
Just like that.
You sure know how to tell your baby. All right. Oh, guys, afternoon to the listeners, and thank you so much for having me. We bless God for just leading my path to the studio because out of my own doing, this would never happen. So greetings to everyone. I don't know if you want much from that, but yeah, that's all I'm going to give. Do you want me to delve in more?
Jonga, in fact, Jonga, Kasnik, give it to us actually, because I'm ready. Jonga, I'm ready for the big guns. I am ready.
Not even, there's no big guns coming. So namhlanje ndilapha Penani, ndikhulele Queenstown, and later I relocated to Eqonce. Kodwa ke for now, this is where I'm based. But I'm moving in and around. I'm a national citizen, but I'm here today to be with you guys. Thank
you. So enjoy all that. Queenstown you've mentioned. Where did you grow up?
Okay, I cannot mention because that's just basically the basis of my lineage.
Okay.
My earlier years were in Kofinga and then Queenstown. Later on, located to Eqonce, which is still where my home is. And that's that. And there's what more I need to unpick, but that's basically my life. I've been in and out of, the province and in quite a number of towns.
My goodness, I get really excited. Just before we even carry on, I see we have Tabis, we've got a sword, we've got Lutano, Chef Mayegi, so we've got Patrick, Nabanya, Bakoya, again without wasting time because I'm getting really, really excited. Now, listening to you, when this is Tomili, you are, in fact, not even a jack, but you're a jill of all trades. Let's talk about what you're currently doing at this moment.
Okay, what I am currently doing is that officially I work in the direction of, African policy and regional development across, African countries, which is more about nation building. But it's quite sensitive work, which I won't delve much into. As well, I do a lot of MC work. I do motivational talks here and there. Basically, my voice is my power. And what else do I do? I'm a final year law student. So the girl that just tries to spread myself across, and I'm trying to obtain as much knowledge and be as useful on this earthly realm as I possibly can with what God has given me. So basically, the long and short of it is that that's what I do.
I feel like I could just listen to you talk the whole time and I would just be there behind the scenes, just listening to, just taking over. Your voice is powerful, like your voice is everything. I've got let's talk about you being an MC. About a week and a half ago, I think, you were the master of ceremonies for the Ultimate Book Show. Ayala used to take us through your experience, your personal experience about it.
Oh, wow. What a life-changing event. And now that we must really speak about that. Of course, yes, we had the ultimate book show throughout last week. Siyazi abantu bebetyekiswa phaa, befunda konke. So I had the honor and grace of hosting the opening of that event. And then we MC one event. It doesn't hurt that my sister is the host of that actual show.
Doesn't.
Well, it doesn't hurt so God, a grace that comes with it. But it's not even about that. But she had earmarked me for quite a while, and something she's always known for the longest time, which is she hosts something of that nature. That's exactly who she wants to lead that event in actual fact. So it was a beautiful and nerve-wracking event. So you can imagine trying to host indoor that's partly yours basically, because it's Usihle stands for us as a family. So you have this fear of, will this work out perfectly, will this succeed, will this live up to the expectation, and then you must still deliver as an MC, and you must still engage your people and keep it together. So for me, it was quite a tug of being a professional on stage and still being part of the movement and making sure that everything comes together beautifully. So it was nerve-wracking, but it was life-changing. I literally saw God moving that night and clearly fulfilling a lot of things that I promised to myself at the start of this year. That this year I continue to say yes. This year I continue to hold that mic. This year I continue to and literally ding us you can say and ding us daily and just delve into what God has called me to do. So literally it was a dream come true for me, and me keeping a promise I've made to myself.
Jonga. Personally, me,
Yes.
myself, and I, Phiwe Dziba Jonga, for me, it was how you interacted with your audience, how you kept a band glued to you, how you kept us quiet. The times of best time for no reason. Jonga, it was all eyes on you. Jonga, it's how you even went on talking about youth development, something we're definitely going to be talking about, because I do know that you're really passionate about it. You spoke about ukufezeka kwamaphupho ethu, and that's our feza ngenkani.
Yes, man. Yes, that's for sure.
Like, because no longer fezela amaphupho ngenkani, just for a second. By fire, by force, asichi. That's where we're going.
There's no going back. There's no turning back. I feel like for me, like I said earlier, that I've made a promise to myself that kulo nyaka siyasebenza, kulo nyaka soyiseli, kulo nyaka sizideli, kulo nyaka asizithandabuzi, and we just keep it moving. So for me, it's a matter of me trying to avail myself and allowing God to use me and allowing God to fulfill His promises about my life. And ndingabi ndim who basically ozoma endleleni yoba uThixo enza afuna uyenza ngobomi bam. So I think it's just a year of me learning that even the ultimate book should be previously is that it's just ordinary people who have decided to do extraordinary things about their lives and their talents. So for me, it's just a matter of saying, God, you've given me permission to dream. Now it's time to relentlessly unmask everything that you've given unto me, and here I am, use me in all my fear. Like, what I said on that stage, I was like, guys, must feel in me. Like, as you see me now today, this is me challenging myself and challenging all of my fears and just allowing myself to be and allowing Tiko to basically reveal himself through me and through my talents. So that's exactly what we're going to do this year. As Sabi, as Daily, we move forward by fire, by force, Sizofika.
I love this. Oh, I'm in love. On that note, Unonelwa Utigena Bangamage, she truly did an incredible job, Jonga. Hi, Jonga, 10 out of 10. Definitely 10 out of 10. We also have a beautiful event indeed. My daughter, Unonelwa, was the organizer. I am a #1 supporter of Black Women Excellence. Big up to Sihle. Sihle, she's behind this. Sihle's around. She's here.
Support structure.
Talking about the support structure, who has been, in fact, my dad, who has been there from day one. Support structure.
My support structure, I genuinely can say I have a network of support structure. God has been so kind and so genuine in giving me a firm and steady support structure, which is my family. Umama and my family, as you can tell, mostly like those are people who truly drive me and believe in me. I have, my home of worship. I have, friends, genuine friendships that God has blessed me with. And I don't take that for granted. So literally, when I say it's a network of, support structure, that's where I find my solace. That's where I find, who I am. And that's where, I can literally unpick myself and be vulnerable and still, be loved and accepted for who I am and being, powered on. That's who my support structure is, mainly my family.
Definitely the fam and God. Oh, definitely that big man upstairs. Definitely.
Nothing can be done without it.
Yeah. Oh yes, we also have Linda. She I did not mention her. Linda was a yeah. Hello, standards at least. Siyabulisa nathi, siyabulisa. Ulapha just around the corner. Her office is just here. Still don't know why she hasn't just decided to just say hi to us here. Sifuna ke ngoku ke sincokole ngale applied communications management. Management. How did that come? How did it come about? What got you into that?
What got me into communication? It was, this had me laughing just thinking about it. What brought me into it? I feel like communication has always known me, I suppose. It literally chose me. I knew nothing about communication at the time I went for communication. You might not even believe that. But all I knew after high school was a matter of like, as long as it's got nothing to do with numbers, I will do it.
It's fine. It's okay.
Bring it, whatever it is, as long as it's got something to do with words. I read, I write, I do whatever. But if I buy, no calculations for me. So that was my first thought. And apart from that, my mom is the one person who suggested it to me because according to her, I've always had the gift of the gab. I'm just one of those kids who's just who never runs out of words or things to say. And just growing up, I had an influence around me of people who'd buy books, who'd buy magazines, who'd buy, so that's literally where I found myself. I enjoyed doing that. I enjoyed acquiring knowledge. I enjoyed speaking. I enjoyed, being around people. So I guess my mom basically took that and ran with it. So that's how I came across communication. And she suggested it. We applied for it. And I ended up loving it with all of me. It's who I am. It has always known me, like I said earlier.
Talking, I feel like I'm getting like a quick breather because Jonga, talking about your mother is a powerhouse. Like, I remember just listening to her. I'm talking most vote of thanks, most about colors stronger 10 into your game. Don't will let you no banga by nongi kaya will koyo. Oh, Jonga, mother spoke like a true mother, definitely. But one thing about her, good from Mama's challenge, Mike Jonga, she kept on going and going and going.
Definitely. I don't even know if I mentioned it that day because it was always a lifelong dream to end up behind the mic, apparently. How she ended up doing the teaching was because apparently in the olden days, you must go through, the teaching process and then you become a DJ ultimately. But that's something that never materialized in her lifetime. So Umama is a natural born speaker. So une background of being a teacher, and then I think naturally God just made her to be this motivational speaker who's just full of wisdom and knowledge, and she's ever ready to share herself in that regard. So it might have an element of influence for me, because she's just ever ready to just drop pearls of wisdom at every given point. That's who she is, and that's who is does.
Oh my goodness, such a phenomenal woman.
No, she's power. She's everything. Like literally every time you think about your life and the things that you limit yourself of doing. If my mom can be all of those things, she's a mother, she's a leader, she's a scholar, she's all of those things. And she's on TikTok, she does Facebook Lives and all sorts of things. And you feel like that woman is an unstoppable force. She doesn't limit herself. The things Mama doesn't have that, a line of impossibility in your life. She, everything is possible for you.
Yes, I love that.
So for me, the challenge is me every time I try to limit myself, for me to just, understand yourself and don't limit yourself. Unazi capabilities, you can do all those things. If your mother is a grown woman who has all these hats to wear and can do all sorts of things and perform excellently, what else can you not do? So basically, I think, she has that strong influence over our lives.
I am just here smiling and listening to everything that is just here. You know what? We keep it going and definitely flowing just like the water. On social media, where can a person find you?
Woo! Me. I just
Please.
need to do a whole lot better and be more active. You know?
Please,
I
please.
must put it out there because, like, Instagram, one deadbeat vibes. But they can search for Usitumile Nonchokweni on Facebook, on Twitter. On Twitter, guys, like I'm hardly like I don't remember ever updating anything of any sort on Twitter, but I'm there. And on Instagram, I am Utando Lunche. But here they can search under the name Situmile Nonchokweni.
Oluthando lunje lusukela phi? Now that we're there, lusukela phi?
Actually, my best friend gave me that name. That's what she calls me because I don't. I feel our love is eternal. Our love, I don't even know. It's like one of those eternal friendships where you just feel like the love is so definite and so practical. And whenever she sees me, she sees the favor of God, I think, according to her. So she's always on some like, Uthando lunje, but I'm like, where do you find it? Like, how does it come about? And so for her, that's basically what she calls me because I give so much of it, I suppose, as well. So that's where it stems from.
Yeah. Talking about Oluthando Uzawulukho, as a motivational speaker, especially, I'm just looking at a couple of, I think not even past couple of days, the past couple of weeks, a lot of tragedies have been happening left, right, and center, especially even on social media. It's been a dark. In fact, dark weeks. Now, when you look at ulutsha oluninzi lalapha eMzantsi Afrika, abanabantu bothetha. That's just something we know. Abanye ke boyika nothetha. Now, if a person were to talk to you, I'm just saying, not just because I know you, but just looking at you, unolwancumo luvele lufuna umuntu athethe to open up. Now, kwabo who are actually going through so much ngalo eli xesha bengenamntu wothetha, what words of encouragement would you give to them?
Oh, wow. Okay. Words of encouragement would be, we all go through a lot in our different corners. And, you almost feel like they've got it together or they've got it figured out. But I always say it like this, but sonke siyafonyos. If I don't know if we are a little bit tired. But I would say, in all our struggles, I would want you to know that we all have, our in-betweens, the waiting periods,
Yes.
the I'm tired, the I'm giving up, the why not me, the why me, why has God forgotten about me? Why has he forsaken me? So we go through all of those elements in our lives and all of those seasons. But I still want you to know that God knew you, before you were formed in your mother's womb. And he continues to have perfect plans for you, plans to prosper you and not to harm you. None of his thoughts, like if you can just take that word and digest it, and taste it and feel it for what it is, you'll totally understand and know that he's a God who's continues to be about you, who is with you and who is for you. And just hold on to that hope and know that this hope is an anchor for the soul. Hope is what you exactly need to keep you steady, to keep you firm, and for you not to lose your mind in the process, because we go through all of those things and it almost feels like it's just you and you alone, and that other people are, are thriving in life. But just know that, hold on to that hope. Let it be your anchor. Let it be your firm and steady place. Find, find a corner for yourself where you cry. And be like, God, like this is how I usually do it. Like, and face with you and be like, God, I feel like A, B, C, D. I'm not happy with 1, 2, 3. I feel 1, 2, 3, 4. Like, at vent, even if it's in your private space, but once you release it, God is with you. God continues to be with you, and God loves you, and God has not forgotten about you. Just hang in there a while longer, just a while longer. I promise you, it will pay off.
Yo, testify again. We also have Unonelo also testifying as city. We all have waiting periods, of which that is very true.
Yes.
And the waiting period sometimes, like, I'm tired, I want to give up, I feel like God is not on my side. Which is some face. Some junk.
Tell him how you feel. He's your father. He's your friend.
And on that note, it's a Monday. And if feature invasion yangomvulo ithi #FetYourLife. It's about living testimonies. And one thing I love about living testimonies is that umuntu uyafika asishiye nomphako. But amongst imiphako esishiywa now, one of the things sizithandayo sihamba ngezaphila zapha emva kwam kuthiwa motivation, entertainment, spirituality, which is very vital. Siqala iveki noThixo siphinde sihambe naye throughout siphinde siyoyiqala kule veki zayo. Sicela usinike ivesi noba inyokanye ezimbini that keep you going. Xa kufike laa xesha lokuba ngaba hayi kodwa Nkosi yami ingathi awundiva. Sicela noba inyokanye ezimbini.
Oh wow. Now I wish I was here because Usihle just has this gift of being able to memorize verses. It's crazy how this is one of my favorite verses, but like I forget it each time. But the one verse that mainly speaks to me, like 90% of the time, would be Psalm 126, verse 1 to 3. But it speaks about the restoration of God, about how, when He restored us, we were like those who dreamed, when other nations look at us, they'll be like, God, did much for them. But it's just that like I can't necessarily. I wish somebody was here to read it for me, or somebody could just reach.
And I'm also ready.
Or maybe I could do it for myself if that doesn't disturb in any way or form.
And that's it, it's okay because I'll keep it going on the side. Yes, okay. Bring it on.
When the Lord restored the fortunes of Zion, we were like those who dreamed. Our mouths were filled with laughter, our tongues with songs of joy. Then it was said among the nations, the Lord has done great things for them. The Lord has done great things for us. For me, basically, this verse speaks about, how we should always remember to look ahead of our struggles and our sins and our difficult times. And to always know that, the tears we shed today, are only seeds that will yield great harvest,
yes.
Moving forward. But that it doesn't end here, that it won't always be like this, and that there's hope at the end of the tunnel, and that God will still be there, and people will stand and testify because they've known your struggles and they've known, your anguish and your pain and everything that you've experienced throughout your life. So that's what it means for me.
One thing about you, Jonga, Nonelo has got you. There's a Nonelo Kaulezi. She did not waste time. Jonga, we tapule yon.
Oh yeah, thank you, Noni.
Jonga, Noni, ute Psalm 126, a song for pilgrims ascending to Jerusalem. Highway make a 1, no 2, no 3 verses on.
Thank you, Noni.
Fast. In fact, what joy. For me, it's an exclamation mark. I love it. For me, it's you. For me, it's you. Man, we could go on and on. Trust and believe, we could go on and on. And go come by him. Okay.
Sharing you.
Come me back. Go try again. Something.
Oh my God, Tisha, thank you. Thank you,
I feel like we're sick, yes. But now we know. And can do is one deep and feel like one thing about I feel like I don't.
Thank you for covering me. I thought we had a good chat about this earlier on.
But before we sign out and we say it's been good, it's been lovely. Sign still delivered. Signing out. On that note.
Oh my God, I haven't done this in forever. Like, why? Why are you putting me on this?
But how long has it been actually? 12.
I don't know. Like 10. I don't know. I
remember your outro, surely.
Surely. See, we are online.
Oh yeah.
As cheap. Your effort. Online, soft life. Please.
Oh my God. Okay, closing out. This to me, little journey from your digital innovative skill. What do you call station? Sorry, the first of its kind. One that moves with the times.
Yes.
No, oh no, my God, why do you keep on doing that?
It's the pressure.
It better be precious. I see you on the other side, and please do come to us again tomorrow afternoon with Phiwe, your lovely host. And I was here, and I felt loved, accepted, and celebrated. And celebrated, of course. Yes, thank you. And I almost said good night.
Afternoon. It's still in the afternoon.
Cheers.
Cheers. My goodness. I'm happy. I'm really happy that I'm ending my day on this beautiful note. Started it on a really great note. And like I said, behind the scenes, I just wanted to just do a nice jump in because she's so cute. What? Looking at also Sisha, I'm trying to, it's
what do you even mean?
For the past 2 weeks, Sisha has been dressing up.
Girl has been.
You know, when we'll be on the red carpet, waiting period is it.
And, on the other side, we'll have this much.
It's been an honor. It's been good. It's been lovely. Myself, Phiwe Dziba, again, is Khululo song. Keeping us radio, man. We're online. We're extraterrestrial. Clear throat. That's how we do it. Thank you so much for joining us. And we hope to see you again, coming in to pop in and giving us nothing but more of your research. Yes, it's sensitive, but I do believe Bangabeke somehow, somewhere, we will definitely find especially to the youth, man. You know how I'm passionate about the youth. I just wish that we could just disseminate all this information to everybody out there as much as we can. But hey, we're digital anyway, anytime. Who knows? Somebody might be listening. I see there. And it will test us out.
What did I say?
So that's what we're doing.
Of course, yes, that's for sure.
Any last words from your side before we sign out?
Oh my God! I thank God to have done this and finished alive. Just that's the word. And Phiwe for finding me worthy to come sit here and share myself with your listeners. I hope they found something meaningful out of this conversation. For partnering up with God in all that He's decided to do with me this year. You're literally one of my firsts. I'll always remember this. Thank you so much, guys, for lending me your ears. It's been beautiful and it's been totally amazing. And I hope you continue to stay blessed and hopeful and prayerful in everything that you do. Thank you.
Thank you for joining us and looking at time. It is almost time for me to love and to leave you. But before we do that, trust and believe. What is another favorite song you've given me? So I guess it is as chikas into as
I'm trying to amp myself up, for this.
One. Oh yeah. One thing I love is that girl in that mirror. Okay, this is like my pick me up song. I don't know. There's just something about music I'm doing the and also Sky Wonder coming in. It just says, you know what, dance girl, even if you cannot do it, but trust and believe. With God we can.
That's it, babes. Like
so, man, it's definitely ended. Giving you nothing but the greatest girl in the mirror. It's been good. I'll definitely be back on this live.
Woo!